Oh,
You're gonna have to chat away because
I think Sean's done it again 2 times in a row.
have I?
You have. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday edition of HardForking. Woo!
I'm not seeing anything yet, Lisa. There we go.
And Sean's in New Zealand. He's got some sheep on the way, and
straight into those sort of jokes, eh? Nice one.
Two sheep for New Year's.
I haven't been here for years. It's nice to be back in the home country. Behind me, Auckland City.
Lovely.
Tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere right there.
Is it taller than the Eureka Tower?
I've never heard of the Eureka Tower. So
That's
probably, I would say yes.
That's the new big tall one in Melbourne.
As you can see, Lisa, it's just got a big sort of thing going out at the top of it there.
Yeah, that's cheating, isn't it?
The tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere. It's almost like putting a toothpick at the end of your...
Yeah, that's like an
saying you got 10 inches.
It's like, yeah. Oh, we've got a Melbourne viewer. We've got a Virginia, USA. Hey.
Hello,
hey
Virginia. Lisa.
Yes.
Too quick, too fast. Bitcoin, what's going on?
Never too quick, too fast. What is this, Sean? It's going perfectly.
Just posing the question.
It's perfect. It's just moving like in the absolute perfect like motion.
Well, nobody's perfect, but you've been very accurate. I will give you that.
So I've had plenty of time on my hands to analyze like every single little like movement here over the last couple of little probably months. So if we go in here, we've got our top here. So we've got an A, we've got a B, and we've got a C, and we're coming up into our next wave formation. So we've got a 1, we're currently in a small retrace, and we'll go up to here, we'll come down again, and we'll continue up to 32.
32?
Yeah.
Wow.
For now. Could go higher. 32
you
for now.
are the Bitcoin bull, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I see there's a new Tether lawsuit. So everyone's been tagging me in it today. So to me, I had a quick look at what that is, and basically it's a lot of salty traders that missed the bull run. So, and they're suing Tether and Bitfinex. So it's not illegal. I keep saying this. It's not illegal to take a loan. It's not illegal to market make. It's not illegal to repay a loan. It's not illegal to take a loan, buy Bitcoin, sell higher, buy lower. It's, and then repay the loan. It's not illegal. So, yeah, they're saying that the market's manipulated. But the thing is, there's not just one market maker. There's more market makers. If we have a look at, this is the Tether Etherscan. So if we go through, we can see where all the movements come through. So we've got 200 million coming in, and then we can go to...
Can you maybe just back up a wee bit here for people that aren't as entrenched in the space as you, and just sort of explain the number one, you often talk about the printing of Tether and how it affects the price.
Yeah.
Great. Just to
so I'm on a site called Whale Alerts. So Whale Alerts also come through to to Twitter. Not all of the alerts come through to Twitter. You can pay a small fee every month, which I do, and you get all the alerts. So we see all the movements, so all the major movements coming. Other, I think, is Bitfinex. It's not actually listed on here, but so we've got like Binance is one of the main players, Huobi, Bittrex. We've got these bigger miners. We've got Poloniex, and we've got, HitBTC, mining pools. So we've got all of these, exchanges and, areas that Tether, Bitcoin, everything sort of transacts to. So, and then we go into, the Etherscan, and we can see where all the movements go. So we see that there's, out in comes 200 million, out goes 200 million. We click on that, and because it's on the blockchain, we can follow it, and we can see that it, a lot of the time it's like, so it goes in here, and then it's divided up into all these different areas. So 100 million of this went into Bitfinex 3. We can see, you can follow this where it all goes. So, and that's the thing. You can trace where all the tether goes. Sometimes it goes out into AAVE. Sometimes it goes out into like different lending platforms. So, you take a tether loan, say for 25 million, and you buy Bitcoin, the price rises, like maybe a couple of $1,000. You sell Bitcoin, price drops, then they repay the tether loan. So, that's how market makers make money.
Yep.
It's not illegal to be a market maker.
Okay.
Anyone can do it. If you've got enough money, anyone can do it. So, but yeah, so you can see like where all this tether goes. So you've got the Bitfinex multi-sig, which is basically tether headquarters, goes out into Bitfinex. We can see the Bitfinex cold wallets, how much Bitcoin they've got holding. So, we've got 88,364. So massive amounts. It's like billions of dollars in Bitcoin just sitting there in their wallets.
Right.
So, this is moved out occasionally. When they do make the movements, so that's when you have to be sort of a little bit wary, because a lot of the time the market does drop at these points. So, if we go back to Christmas Day, here we've got 4,500 BTC that was moved out. And, after Christmas Day, we saw that drop. So, and then, if we go back to the tether, so it correlates with the same period, we had tether prints and, brought up the BTC. So, and there's certain key levels within the Fibonacci and within the Elliott wave count that we're holding. So, and that to me says that this is not finished.
Right.
Like we will see a correction at some point. There's still a lot of BTC out. So in this wallet, there's 49 BTC. It's another Bitfinex wallet. So, we can kind of see sort of the movements of what's going on and what's happening.
Okay. Interesting, Lisa. Interesting. So yeah, you think we're punching through 30?
Yeah. So if we go to this is the exchange. So if we go to the 24-hour chart, right now it's fairly even. At times Bitfinex does go to 100% and then it drops back. So if we watch, it's really hard to sort of gauge, like, because there's so many, it's so even. So looking at these charts, you would think, everyone's got a 50-50 bet right now as to which way the market is sort of directing. So if we go to the lower time frames, we've got a few more longs, which means we could drop a little bit here. But potentially we're still really going up. So there's more people at the moment betting that we're going up. So which is what I think we're doing as well.
Yeah.
So our 24-hour charts are just, they're very, very equal right now. So it's like, yeah. So at one stage today, Bitfinex was sitting at 100%. It dropped down to about 80%. It's now sort of 50-50 at the moment, which means because we've had that drop, we've hit sort of 28K and we haven't passed that last high.
Yep.
A lot of people will start shorting. But as I was saying, if you look at the chart, I think we see a small retrace here and then continue up. So I don't think this is a massive drop at this point. I think, we've not broken the previous high, but that's on purpose to entice the bears to come in and start shorting again, and then we'll take it up higher. So that's kind of the psychology of the market that I'm seeing right now. So if you have a look at the overall picture of like how the market makers are working, how Tether and the prints are happening, and just the shorts and the longs, and how many, when we do get that disparity in the shorters and the longs, and just take it out. So yeah.
Should I put my hodl glasses on then?
Yeah, hodl on. It's the
I'm not a hodler, I'm a trader, Lisa. So when's the short?
The short's not until higher. So if we have a look, we'll go to the BLX.
As you know from our last couple of shows, I did make a couple of decent short plays, and I hate shorting this market. I've been long. I published that, and it was a nice move.
We've got a retrace happening at the moment.
Okay, I don't know. There's that whole sort of psychological thing going on in my head.
Yeah. So we've almost hit this internal third wave target, which is a Fibonacci level, because right now we are outside of the realm of anything. We've got nothing to go for by except Fibonacci and wavelength in Elliott wave. So we can measure that sort of stuff and work out kind of which direction we're going and how high these waves are going to move. So right now we're nearly at the internal third wave target. This target can extend a little bit to 32, and with like what they call a wave extension, which is basically 7 waves within instead of 5 waves, we will hit almost 40,000. Now, if we can do that, our drop will stay to about this point. We'll probably drop to maybe between 30 and 24,000. But it's all, everyone's asking me, when's the drop? Well, we don't know until we get to those highs, and then we start retracing like past the retrace points on the Fibonacci. So like yesterday I posted a chart where we're in a channel, and within that channel we had 2 targets, and we held the first central channel, and and we've continued today. So it's really interesting to see how it's just moving perfectly to these Fibonacci levels right now. So which means these market makers are using bots more than likely, because the bots are buying and selling, and bots work on Fibonacci.
Right. Okay. Lisa's long. So how about Ethereum since our last show, hey? What a move that's made.
Ethereum is above the channel. So we've had this channel here. So we've had this long-term channel that we've been basically trading since the bottom. And we broke out of that we kind of broke out, came back in, broke out, came back in, but we're finally right out of it. And which happened only a couple of days ago. So on the 28th of December, we've finally broken out of this, channel here, and we've moved up. So we are at my next target at the moment, which is 738, which is also the yearly. So if we go on the monthly, hang on, let me have a look. So if we have a look here, we've got strong resistance point at this around here. So you can see when I'll put a thicker trend line on here. That was not thicker. There we go. So we are at that, it's an annual resistance at the moment. And this area is going to be a little bit hard for Ethereum to pass. If we can get past this region, it's just going to take off. If we have a look at the diagonal trend line, so if we go back and we take it from the start of Ethereum, we're above that. So if we do come back, we're retesting this channel. So if Ethereum does like drop at this point, because it can't break this yet, so we could get, I'll put some squiggles on the chart, we could get a little bit of a consolidation in here before we head up to our long-term target. That's possible. So this lower target is about 640. So it's very likely that Ethereum could do that sort of movement over the next probably week to 2 weeks while Bitcoin finishes, and then Ethereum will take off after. Ethereum's not going to do the same movements as Bitcoin because the market makers are currently in Bitcoin. They're not in Ethereum. And like 2017, they didn't come into Ethereum until January.
Interesting. Okay. So for all our altcoin fans, when do you think we're going to see a real boom in the alts? I mean,
oh my God, we are seeing a boom. Stop this. So I've done an article, like I commented for an article for
it's a mixed bag.
They've all moved.
Yeah.
They've all moved.
Apart from your
apart from BSV.
On that note, how much of these movements we're seeing in the major players being Bitcoin and Ethereum would be capital coming out of XRP, in your opinion?
In my opinion, a lot of people are still in XRP or they've sold the bottom. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I think a lot of, there was a lot of obviously bigger traders that did short it. And then when that news came out, everyone sort of started shorting. So a lot of people made a lot of money shorting it. The diehard sort of, XRP sort of people, community are still in it. They're still in it. They're still believers. So, most of those people don't have stop losses. They're hodling to the death. So, yeah. I put a post up yesterday that stop losses are essential in locking in profits. Sometimes they can be annoying when they get hit, but still.
Yeah.
You'd rather have the profit.
I mean, since March, there's only been a handful of alts that have outperformed Bitcoin. I think you've got Ethereum, which certainly has.
Yeah.
Cardano has.
Has Ethereum has it necessarily outperformed?
Since March it has, yeah, absolutely.
Has it?
Yeah. What's the other one? Stellar has significantly as well, but it's been quite a recent scenario for Stellar. I just wonder whether, obviously, Jed McCaleb has ties to Ripple, etc. Whether there might be some impact there. I'd be
okay. So we've got
a little bit weary of Stellar, as much as it was my 217 favorite. Whether the relationship between those might be something to bear in mind with this SEC play at the moment. I'm still. I know you accused me of fudding on our last show, Lisa, but I'm still concerned about this FinCEN situation that we've got coming up in a week's time, and the effect that may have on the market.
What's that? Sorry, hang on. I'm just doing.
Mr. Mnuchin.
Bitcoin's done 700% to Ethereum's 500.
You're about to make me look stupid, are you?
Yeah. I'm like, no, Bitcoin's outperformed.
I think you're going to. No, Ethereum's outperformed Bitcoin since March.
No, Bitcoin's outperformed everything.
Not since March. Ethereum.
Yeah, since March.
Ethereum's had a bigger percentage move.
No, it says it's only had a 500% move, whereas Bitcoin's had a 700% move. So that's March, 12th of March.
Let's not argue in front of our people.
You can't argue with the facts.
I think it might be right on this one. Let's move on.
Let's move on. So
when's this? I'm seeing major support for Bitcoin around the sort of the 23,400 mark. When do you think that's going to be retested? What are you saying?
23,400. I don't think it's going to be retested until possibly after KYC. So, I think we're going to get a small sell-off over that tax period, but from what everyone's telling me online is, obviously I'm not American, so I'm not fully aware of their taxation. But they do have an extended period to report. So, and because of COVID, it was extended last year. It may be again extended this year. So, I don't think we're going to see the sell-off that I thought we were going to see. So I think that sell-off will be, it could be like 2,000 or 3,000 once we get to sort of, 32, 33. And then we kind of hold those higher levels. We might hold sort of 28 to 29 because we've got quite a strong sort of base building here. And then we could continue up. So the thing is, we've got KYC coming in February.
Yep.
And, exchanges want to make the most of this while it's sort of, very unregulated.
Okay. Well, you got your XRP chart up.
Yeah, so this is XRP.
Good God.
It just looks horrible.
Why do we have this here? Isn't it a case to close the door and go home on this one, or?
Yeah, well, it's going out kicking and screaming. So we're getting these massive spikes.
You're seriously you're not trading this at the moment, are you?
Oh, hell no. This is most volatility. You could trade it because you can see like the points where it's going to reverse. So, if you've got the time to watch the RSI and, the MACD and the points that it's reversing.
Lisa, there's too many fundamentals at play. Isn't there?
There's
Let's
some
move
good
on.
on this. Like if you got, like I traded this bounce here and I had a raise stop. So it, I made a nice profit. But there was a bounce down at this point.
If you know someone at the SEC, maybe you could trade this.
Well, it's not getting delisted off global exchanges. It's getting delisted off USA exchanges. So this is the difference. It's
right.
I think it's January 16 is the date where it's delisted off a lot of exchanges. I don't think it's going to be delisted off every exchange. Okay. So I think it's still going to be a tradable asset in a lot of places. So Litecoin, quickly. So Litecoin's broken down, which means it'll probably have one more drop. We might get sort of, if we can't get above this resistance now, so we're going to see about 114. So I'd be ladder buying if you're wanting to get into Litecoin at the moment, down to about 114-ish, maybe 110. You might pick up a buy if it gets a wick. Yep. Which means, like when we're looking at sort of these sort of charts where they're sort of breaking down, it means that Bitcoin's nearing the top. So, which it kind of is. So I think we've got one last pump and then Bitcoin's going to have a bit of a correction. So eGold is doing really well and following my squiggles. eGold moves against BTC, so I don't see any issue in a correction. eGold holders are pretty, like, they never let it go. So this was the correction that we had earlier where Bitcoin had quite a big drop and eGold didn't. So I think that is kind of in this section again here. We might get one more drop, but it's looking really good to continue up higher. Link is one that's like, I've got a bag of this and I'm tempted to just dump Link at the moment. Sorry, Linky peoples. But it's...
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's rejecting resistance.
For that comment.
Hey, I've still got Link. So the only reason I haven't sold as yet, because I did buy lower, so I'm still in profit and I've raised my stop. So yep. The RSI says we're about to bounce. So this is a daily chart and we're holding this support here on the RSI. We're holding the 200 MA. So, if we can get through this resistance, which is looking quite difficult at the moment, Link is going to take off. So I think we might get sort of a little bit of sideways. If we don't break on the next one, I'm selling. Sorry, guys. I'm like, that's it. I've had enough. So DOT, finally, woo! So we had a massive explosion of dots everywhere today. So, and we had a almost 70% jump on DOT, which is nice from our overall buy point at this point where we should get a correction in this region. So this is an internal third wave. We'll come down for the internal fourth wave. We've still got one more wave in this this wave here, and then we'll have a deeper correction and then continue up. So I've got a 11.8 and a $14 target on this one, so it's still got plenty of room to move. So we do need a little bit of a correction. Our RSI, we've still got a little bit of room to move, but like it is starting to get a little hot on the RSI, and on our MACD is starting to ZIL, which was one of our charts from last week, we're getting a nice correction in ZIL. So we're holding up higher here. We're getting a bull flag forming. So we could have one more drop down to this region. So, you know, sort of if you want to get into ZIL, maybe around the 0.072 mark, you might get a buy. If this support here does not hold, so you know, a little bit of a drop in here, it would look like this. One more bounce up here and then continue up. So we've got a little bit more correction in ZIL to go before it takes off. And that being said, it might just take off, you never know. They do that sometimes. And Theta was one of the trades from last week that has done massively huge things as well. So we can put some waves on here. A, B, C, D, E. We don't always get the D and the E, so we bounced on this, so it's looking really good. So we might get one more wave correction, we may not. So and then we'll continue up. But that one's almost done correction as well. There we go.
So sometimes we do a coin of the week, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
On our next show, you're going to have to give me the coin of the year. So you got a couple
the coin of the year.
And it can't be
the pressure is on.
Ethereum or BSV. I need another one. Yep.
I would have to say it would have to be DOT.
Oh, you're going to do it now?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now. It's got to be DOT. DOT, it's got so much stuff happening. And, you know, right. I'd love to say it's eGold. eGold would have to be a close running second. But DOT is just an epic project. And, you know, with Gavin Wood backing it and behind
We're talking fundamentals here on a technical analysis show.
Yeah, I do. On the ones that I'm sort of, you know, they become stables in my bag and I trade the major waves. I do look at the fundamentals. So I do look that they're, you know, long term, they're going to be, you know, doing amazing things.
Well, you've been doing amazing things because I love making this show with you, and I do my due diligence and check out what all the other traders are saying on YouTube. I tell you what, you've really nailed it. These big moves in Bitcoin, you've been spot on. So I hope you can finish the year with another.
Well, I hope so. Goal. So this is Trader 360, and he was a big trader back in 2017, 2018. He took some time off and he's just come back. So this is his chart that he shared with me earlier today. And this is the path to 100K. And this is so exciting and so easy. It's not funny. So if we have a look at these wave movements and these curls, and the curls are what I look for in the movements, like in Elrond, and I've just put Kai up on Twitter. So I look for this curl because this is the parabolic moves that we get. And we've got this happening again. So 100K on this chart looks like a no-brainer. It really looks simple. So Yeah, I think we're going to get some resistance at around the 40K mark, because if we go to my BLX chart, that's kind of like we've got some resistances in that region. Just so if we put a fib fan on there, we get like all the resistance points along the way. And I kind of measure the diagonal ones, because we're in price discovery, because we keep making new all-time highs all the time. So so this chart, this is the path to 100K. And I was looking at this, and he's got a chart where we've got a little bit of resistance within the 30K sort of region, which kind of means to me, that's where I see us correcting and having a few attempts to sort of break that region, and then continuing up. So yeah, so it's really exciting. And I all the FUD in the market.
I mean, 100K sounds fantastic, doesn't it? I mean,
it does.
I mean, Willie Woo, a buddy of mine, I'm sure you know who he is. He's putting 200 to 300 in the next year. There's some big numbers getting fucked around at the moment. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, I every time we sort of hit the big sort of ranges, we do get these big numbers coming out into the market.
Yeah.
The last time we hit sort of 10 or 11K before we had the big drop to 4K, it was like we were going to 50,000 at that point. And, now with this rise, it is really possible. And the thing is, a lot of FUD does come into the market. Like I saw on a lot of the news sort of sites about the Tether stuff, and about these traders and brokers that were suing like Tether. And I just laugh, because it comes out at a point where the market, they're trying to FUD the market, and it does to a certain extent do that. But it's not illegal. It's not illegal to be a market maker. They have to prove that they're doing something like to manipulate the market. But buying and selling and repaying loans is not illegal.
Okay. I mean, the FUD I was throwing around in our last show was obviously around Mnuchin's bill that he's through over the holiday period. I mean, I think we're within a week of seeing how that plays out. To me, that's still a major consideration. Look, it could, in many ways, push the price of Bitcoin up. It could give clarity to a lot of these big institutions, the corporate treasuries that are coming into the space now. I mean, clearly that's just going up and up. I don't think this is a retail-driven bull run, although retail is clearly here. I've had some insane situations over the last week where, just your average punter is coming into Bitcoin now. It feels sort of like October, November 2017.
It is. It's kind of getting to that point. And that's why I think we can possibly get to 40K here, because those mums and dads and those sort of people are just coming into the market.
They're just coming in now, aren't they? You're seeing it too.
So we've got somebody said Celsius Network. Yeah, Celsius Network. A lot of the Bitfinex stuff goes through Celsius Network. That's kind of where they're getting their loans.
I think that's up about 80% on the week, isn't it?
Celsius? It is, because there's so much Tether and so many loans going through there. It's like, it's insane. So it's like,
good project. Good fundamental.
It's an amazing project. So, if you think of all of those ones that have like made those massive gains, so you've got Celsius, you've got AAVE. So there's another one. Nexo's made like 500% this year. So,
hang on a minute. Before I forget, Lisa, I've got to get you to look at this, because you're consistently nailing it. But Ampleforth.
Oh my God, I knew
one you and I always have a bit of a giggle over. It's edging $1 again. What? Come on, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Where's that heading in the next week?
All right, hang on. Let me bring that chart.
Let's see how good you are.
Let's see how good I am.
Actually, anyone that's been following this show knows how good you are. You really have done incredibly well.
Sorry. Hang on, I need to.
You might screw it all up on Ampleforth.
Hang on, I need to share my screen again. 2 seconds. Share screen. Okay, so we're in the recalibration zone. We've rejected from the pink, but we've held this support, which means we're just about to break through here. So in the next week, we've come up and we're in our RSI region. So let me grab this. So we can see we're above here on the RSI, which means when we get above this region, we are about to break up. So we're about to break up on Ampleforth. So we recalibrate at that dollar. So you'll stop losing coins at this point. So it's a good position to be taking.
Are you in a trade on this at the moment?
I will be, now that I've looked at it. I sold up here. So I sort of come in and out of this on KuCoin. So this is actually one of my favorite charts to play with, because it's like I took so long to work it out as to RSI and, you know, where it recalibrates and where to buy so you're not losing coins. Because I know Marcy, that's on Twitter, is obsessed with it, and you're obsessed with it.
Oh, I'm totally obsessed with this one.
Yeah, so there's a few people that I send this chart out to. So yeah, so I think on this next move, I'll just be continuing to push my stop up, but we should hit the green line. It should be the next move should be a big move. So it's just how the count works. So we should be heading to about $2.45 on Ampleforth. So that's a really big move. So if we buy here, we've got 171%.
Not financial advice, people.
Not financial advice. Oh, Maggie's on there. Hey, Maggie.
That's a toughie to figure out, this one.
So yeah, but Ampleforth is very fun to trade, and you know, just because it doesn't work like an Elliott wave, obviously it's a completely different project and it recalibrates. And
Lisa thinks she's cracked it, people.
I've cracked it. Every time I've told you where it's going. So it's like we're holding above here on the RSI. We're holding above this support here. We're underneath my pink recalibration zone, and we're just about to break out. So
very good. Okay, there we go. So we've got you're still long on Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
I won't FUD too much going into the new year. I still have my concerns. I'm sitting on my hands. Sitting on my hands for the next week is how I'm playing things.
Yeah. You've got plenty of time to be trading in there, Sean.
I do. It's been a long couple of days, as you can probably hear from my voice. I'm a bit tired. It's been emotional.
How is it emotional?
Well, when you get off a bus and you're met by the military and you're locked in a room for 2 weeks, it's pretty emotional.
Oh, really? Do you get met by the military? Do they take you off the plane?
Yeah, it's pretty organized, pretty hardcore.
Wow.
Kind of tired. I haven't had a lot of sleep.
That's crazy. I wasn't sure how that all worked. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to say, it's I mean, they're feeding me well. It's a nice room. I got a beautiful view.
So in the next Sean's got 2 weeks in here, so we're going to see him get bigger and bigger.
I might just leave this on live. Come and talk to me. Good God, they called me yesterday. They said, "What would you like for New Year's Eve? It's free. It's on us. Champagne, beer, wine." I'm like, actually, you know what? I really feel like a cold beer for New Year's. How many do I get? One.
Oh no, just one. Really? So you didn't have like a whole heap of like.
I think I'm going to be able to see all the fireworks and whatever here tomorrow night. Apparently,
you get fireworks. They've cancelled fireworks here in Melbourne. So disappointed.
In Melbourne, they've cancelled them as well.
They've cancelled them.
Good God.
Yeah, I'm going to have to live vicariously through Sydney's on TV. Find a TV somewhere.
So when are we going to do another show? You're out on the town for New Year's?
I've got a couple of different options at the moment, so I haven't decided what I'm doing.
maybe those options are watching right now. So
it's like, hang on a sec. Could be just.
I have one option. So
you've got one option just sitting in the ring.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. I'm great company.
Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Yeah, so I think, what is it now? We'll try and be
30th.
back.
Can we do a show on the 2nd?
I am surfing on the 2nd. I'm taking my daughter
surfing
down.
on the 2nd? Really?
Yeah, so I'm taking my daughter down for surf lessons.
Awesome.
It's been awesome. So we can do a New Year's show.
We should.
If you're not hungover from your one drink.
I won't be. Let's do a New Year's show.
Let's do a New Year's show. Kick it
awesome.
off.
Let's kick the year off and see if we punch through 30K. Wouldn't that be great?
See if the new moon, the full moon prediction is correct.
Oh, getting the moon involved here too.
Yeah.
Very good.
We always go up on a full moon. If you go back through the history of Bitcoin, it goes up on a full moon.
I know.
Yeah.
You have been right on that too. You've had a great run for the last few months with your Bitcoin calls. They've been absolutely bang on.
I've had plenty of time in lockdown to count waves. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's
well.
Not
keep it going, Lisa. Keep it going. I had a flood of messages on Monday. A lot of people were upset we didn't do our Monday show, but apologies for that.
Well,
I was on a military bus on my way to lockdown, and my internet didn't work when I got here. So that was the reason behind that one. But yeah, that's fantastic. You can do one New Year's Day. I look forward to it.
All right, guys, come and join us for New Year's Day, and don't forget today to smash that like button. Smash it.
Absolutely. Set a bell button for a notification. Right, I'm going to go and get some much needed rest, and I'll be fighting fit on New Year's Day because I probably would have had a very good night's sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Good God. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
You can stay in touch with Lisa on Twitter. I'm sure this market's going to keep the excitement going and will change at a moment's notice.
Yeah, it definitely will. Some sort of FUD will come in and it'll change. So, but right now it's going well. Keep your stop losses in place so you don't end up losing bazillions of dollars like people in XRP and in cover this week. So
yeah. And we'll see you on New Year's Day. So want to wish you all a fantastic New Year's Eve. Hopefully you can celebrate it with some loved ones. If not, I'll probably be live. You come and hang out with me.
Cool.
And Lisa, I'll obviously speak to you tomorrow. But yep, 2021, it's going to be better, people.
2021 has got to be better than 2020. Seriously, it's like
Join us New Year's Day. We'll bring it in style together, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully we can travel. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of love, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you New Year's Day.